This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, Dunedin's iconic Speight's Brewery was evacuated this afternoon, but it was more of a case of steam than smoke. Hundreds of Southland school students' research projects were on display at the Southland Science and Technology Fair today. And this week sees the Edgar Centre resounding to the song and dance performances that make up Polyfest. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. Dunedin's iconic Speight's Brewery was evacuated this afternoon. The New Zealand Fire Service says it was more of a case of steam than smoke.
Fire appliances from St Kilda, Willowbank and Dunedin Central attended a 111 call around 2:40 this afternoon. Fire alarms were sounding at Dunedin's iconic Speight's factory, and workers were being collected and contained by the company's fire wardens. Senior Station Officer Mark Leonard of the New Zealand Fire Service says 18 crew members turned out as per a standard fire call. Officers inspected the alarm panel and conducted a full examination of the factory. Mark Leonard says the alarm was triggered by a staff member having a shower and not closing a door, so steam triggered the fire alarms. Lions External Relations Director Sarah Tucker agrees a long hot shower triggered the building evacuation. Tucker says around 35 to 40 staff members were on site at the time and says they are delighted with how smoothly the evacuation went. The all clear was given at 3 p.m. and staff returned to work. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
A 22-year-old Queenstown playground is due for its first $670,000 facelift early next year. Public feedback has led to the Queenstown Lakes District Council to take action. The lakefront playground will enjoy a new area for toddlers, a climbing wall, new swings and a timber bridge built for pedestrians linking the playground site to the Queenstown Gardens. Queenstown's Lake District Council Parks Planning Manager Stephen Quinn says some parts of the playground may be under construction while others still accessible to the public. The revamp is expected to finish early next year. Hundreds of Southland school students exhibited research projects at the Southland Science and Technology Fair today. Over 100 schools from around the region were invited to participate in the event. Sharon Rees has more.
What type of bridge can hold the most weight? Is there a cheaper way of killing garden weeds? And can fidget spinners help you concentrate? These are some of the problems tackled by Southland primary and secondary students at this year's Science and Technology Fair.
Today's the day when the children come from all over Southland to set up their projects that they've been working on for months, some of them. They've been researching, they've been designing technology projects, and today's the day they get to show what they've done.
Judges from various Southland organisations gave each student a chance to present their projects, which were marked based on the aspects of science and technology in each.
We're looking for repeated results. We're looking for an idea that is original to the student. It doesn't have to be completely original, but original to the student. So the student's developing new knowledge, new understanding, whether it be in science or technology.
Henry Fenn of Mount Aspiring College discovered how to determine the weight capacity of different bridges.
What we did was we put a beer bottle opener on where the deck would be, and then we put some rope through it with a carabiner through a bucket, and then we kept adding water each 250 mils, so millilitres, and recorded at what weight it broke at.
According to findings, arch bridges flex under too much weight. A cheaper alternative for weed killer won't be on supermarket shelves anytime soon, and after these Winton school students determine fidget spinners improve memory, teachers might just have to reintroduce them to the classroom. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today.
Wanaka residents have been asked to voice their opinions on two choices for the town's new primary school. One option is to build a new campus for the existing Wanaka Primary School on a new site. The second option is to establish an entirely new school on a new site. Earlier this year, the Ministry of Education announced about $16 million would be spent on the new primary school to ease the rapidly expanding school roles in the town. This week sees the Edgar Centre resounding to the song and dance performances that make up Polyfest. The South Today went to South Dunedin to take in the sights and sounds.
Polyfest has been held in South Dunedin for the past quarter of a century. Every year the number of schools putting on performances of Pacifica gets larger and larger, as does the crowd watching. The groups performing range from preschools in the daytime to evening performances by high school students. Angelina Curie has worked for Polyfest both behind the scenes and as an onstage compere for the past 23 years.
So Polyfest is really important to our community because it's a way of sharing our language and our heritage and our culture as Indigenous peoples with the rest of the community, and we love the fact that there's 5,000 of our community coming over the 6 sessions in 4 days, and not all of them are Māori or Pacific, or they're not all, they might not have grown up here, but they're here excitedly sharing those stories.
Curie is proud of the presence that Polyfest has built up in the wider community.
We are constantly excited about how many people come to the door, and you can walk down the street in Dunedin and often say, have you ever been to a Polyfest? And most people have. It's not a isolated community event, it's a community for, it's 24 years old, and so in that 24 years we're in the second generation.
Polyfest runs until Friday afternoon, with evening shows tonight as well as Thursday night. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today, a Dunedin pub says their business will struggle when its liquor licence is suspended after a string of breaches, and Alexandra is to be treated to the sight of hot air balloons in action this week.
For all your news from the southern regions as it happens, go to our Facebook page. The South Today, connecting you with your community thanks to New Zealand On Air.
The Royal New Zealand Ballet presents a brand new production of Romeo and Juliet by Francesco Ventriglia. Book now at rnzb.org.nz.
If you're staring at empty walls, stare no longer. The Dunedin Art Show has arrived. Visit Dunedin's largest ever art show and take part in Otago's art sales event of the year. View and buy original artworks from established and emergent New Zealand artists. Thousands of artworks priced from $50. Opening night gala Thursday the 21st of September, with show days from Friday the 22nd to Sunday the 24th from 10 a.m. at the Edgar Centre, Andersons Bay. Visit the DunedinArtShow.co.nz for tickets and more info.
We're at 25 Moray Place at Dog with Tails Cafe and Bar. So we take coffee very seriously. We do what's called contract roasting, so we're creating our own roasting profile and then doing our own blends. We're really focused on the craft of what we're doing. You know, we're going back, instead of going on mass-produced sort of cheap things, we're taking the time to really craft what we're making. Make it so anyone can come here and have a feed and be able to get something they're able to eat or that they want to eat as well. You're kind of getting a taste of cafes from all around the world when you come here.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Just think, 80 years ago, this year, my grandfather set up Alex Campbell Menswear right on Cargill's Corner in South Dunedin. We've had some great years bringing Otago and Southland the very best of menswear for both business and everyday needs.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikoai Valley Road. Visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Feel the soothing effects of sunny chins, back manipulation and crystal therapy. 1 hour half price special for the month of September. Normally $110, now $55. Book your session today.
University of Otago. Usually the atmosphere is charged with the energy of student life. But this week is the week before exams.
Hey, Tane. Not now, man. I'm panicking. Come on, mate. I know just what you need. In here? No. Is this it? No. This is the place to ease your stress.
Hey, Tane. Fancy a little cuddle?
Louis Anderson, Charlie Hiku, do you promise to love each other as lifetime partners in marriage, with fleas or without, sharing walks together and never fighting over scraps of food or bones?
Welcome back. A Dunedin pub says their business will struggle when its liquor licence is suspended after a string of breaches. Hef's Hotel publican Stephen Clark and duty manager Jesse Matheson will be banned from selling alcohol for 6 and 8 weeks respectively, and the pub will be unable to sell any alcohol until the last week of this month. These restrictions were imposed by the Alcohol and Licensing Authority, ALA, after police found people drinking at the pub on Christmas Day, and it was found to be operating outside of its licence hours during a haircutting world record attempt on February the 23rd. Alexandra is to be treated to the sight of hot air balloons in action this week. The South Today went and found out what it was all about.
Hot air balloonists from the North Island set up at Alexandra's Pioneer Park yesterday morning in order to test the winds for a potential hot air ballooning festival to be held here June next year. Wellington-based hot air balloon pilot Howard Watson said that the winds were an issue.
Oh, the conditions at the moment are very variable. They keep changing. At the moment we've had winds coming from the north and from the south, all within a short period of time. So obviously that's a big issue when you're flying, because you don't want to be flying out of town in the wrong direction because there's nowhere to land. And so landing is a big part. We've got to make sure that we are able to land in a safe place so that the vehicles can actually get to us.
Watson said that once they were confident about wind direction, they had some good trips planned out.
Well, if it's a southerly, then we could take off from here and we could fly right up the valley. That's the idea. In a northerly, we'd probably drive up the valley and then fly back to Alexandra.
The balloonists are planning to spend the next few days doing some test flights in the Alexandra region. Rudy Adrian, The South Today.
Otago secondary schools gathered in Dunedin over the weekend for an annual music showcase. Playing everything from recorders to grand pianos, the budding musicians had something to offer for everyone. The South Today was there.
Music flowed at the 48th Otago Secondary Schools Music Festival at the Dunedin Town Hall over the weekend. Organiser John Dodd says hordes of young musicians came from all across Otago for the big event.
Probably 500 secondary school students from around Dunedin and as far away as the Catlins and Cromwell.
There was a massed orchestra, a massed choir and a massed jazz band, along with the winners of the 2017 Big Sing competition. Dodd says it's an opportunity to share some of the best music being produced by schools this year.
It's not a competition, it's totally music sharing and a joyous occasion.
He says the event gives students the opportunity to perform at a level they couldn't in school, becoming part of a whole orchestra or a full choir. It also offers something unique compared to other large music centres in the South Island.
These big events where we'd have these mass groups, they're all but lost in the other centres now. Dunedin, as far as I know, is the only one the only big centre that still runs a big music festival, which is done in as a sharing thing rather than a competition.
The festival also provided an opportunity to award the annual Trust-powered Tertiary Music Scholarship, presented to a student who has contributed to the festival in the past. This year's recipient was singer and violinist Nathaniel Otley. Jack Conroy, The South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a Dunedin student is taking inspiration from J.K. Rowling to help her fundraise to go to a prestigious drama academy, and Southlands Netball is hosting the New Zealand Championships at Invercargill's ILT Stadium.
From rare to the recent, visit the legendary Hard to Find for your quality second-hand books. With the largest stock in New Zealand and a friendly book-loving atmosphere. For good prices, buying or selling, come visit 20 Dowling Street.
Active Furnishers Limited, home of quality service with superior product and an in-house design team who are always happy to advise and create an imaginative solution for you. Active Furnishers Limited, part of Dunedin's design history.
Feel the soothing effects of sunny chins, back manipulation and crystal therapy. 1 hour half price special for the month of September. Normally $110, now $55. Book your session today.
Bring some more joy into your world by adopting one of our adult animals at SPCA Otago. Call now on 473 8252. Please adopt a pet now, they will love you forever.
The Gate Hospitality and Tourist Centre is a standout attraction of Cromwell and Central Otago for travellers and locals alike, featuring the Harvest Hotel, which is Central Otago's gateway accommodation, featuring standard and premium rooms, which open onto breathtaking mountain, vineyard and rural views. The Harvest Hotel also has a relaxing, sun-trapped courtyard and standalone conference and wedding centre. The Hunting Lodge-themed Five Stags Bar and Restaurant provides an honest, welcoming, family-friendly place to grab a great feed and a relaxing beverage. Forage Information Centre and Cafe is light and spacious and serves fabulous food and bedazzling beverages and offers information and booking services. In every season, for every reason, the Gate Hospitality and Tourist Centre has something for everyone.
For 3 generations, the Kilpatrick family have ensured Jimmy's pies are still world famous in the South Island. Made to an old family recipe, Jimmy's pies have been one of New Zealand's traditional takeaway foods, prepared daily on the premises alongside a range of savouries, sausage rolls and cakes. Jimmy's pies are distributed throughout the lower South Island. Jimmy's pies are sure to satisfy your travelling munchies.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
Hi, Lindsay here from Alex Campbell Menswear. Just think, 80 years ago, this year, my grandfather set up Alex Campbell Menswear right on Cargill's Corner in South Dunedin. We've had some great years, bringing Otago and Southland the very best of menswear for both business and everyday needs.
Every reason, every season, we're proud to dress the region. Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
Fall in love this winter with the Royal New Zealand Ballet's Romeo and Juliet, a brand new ballet by Francesco Ventriglia. Be transported to the world of Shakespeare's great romance, with ravishing designs by Oscar winner James Aitchison and Prokofiev's classic score. Book now at rnzb.org.nz.
Thanks for staying with us. There are just 10 days to go until the election, however early votes are already being cast. Our Queenstown reporter Mina Amso went to the St Peter's Parish Hall today to find out why voters are heading to the ballot early.
I thought given the option was available to me, I thought I'd take it this year. It's the first time I've voted early. I'm usually one to vote on election day itself, but the convenience factor was attractive. I've found it particularly, or politics generally, both at a national level and an international level in recent years have taken a turn for quite a different chapter. It's certainly been exciting to see some more competition at the top. It does feel like we are looking at two genuine options at the moment, or potentially even a third in terms of combinations, but I've really enjoyed seeing the status quo being challenged.
I like that it's such an easy process to vote. I feel like if it wasn't easy, then a lot of people might not be able to stand up and have their voice heard. It's definitely more interesting than last time in terms of the election, in terms of social media coverage about the faces of the party. I feel like it's more interesting this year because there's a change in face for the leaders of the parties, which kind of freshens things up a little bit more. It's more hopeful for the changes that people can bring into the government rather than just similar things that are in place at the moment.
What do you think about the elections? Do you think it's been interesting?
Yeah, are being very close. Like I'm following the news, and at the moment, like the two main like the National and
the Labour Party, yes.
Yeah. So we're expecting this election because I think they need to change what is the way being doing here. So especially for the class working people, like the house crisis in Queenstown has been very, very badly the past.
A Dunedin student is taking inspiration from J.K. Rowling to help her fundraise to go to a prestigious drama academy. Sophie Latter is hoping some of the Harry Potter author's magic will rub off on her. Daryl Baser tests his knowledge of wand lore.
From her lounge in a Dunedin suburb, Sophie Latter weaves a spell with a chopstick and a glue gun. This enterprising young woman is making wands in the style of those used by characters in the Harry Potter series of movies.
So this is a Hermione wand, the first one I made. And so out of it, I make the basic is a wooden chopstick from your normal Asian store. And then just a ton of hot glue, acrylic paint, and varnish to make it a little bit more shiny.
She's been a fan of the books and films for many years, but has been amazed at the number of inquiries she's received.
I was kind of scared that I would get like a few people going like, oh, what a geek, oh my gosh. But I've actually had a lot of people going, oh my gosh, please, and saying about like, oh, my daughter would love this, or my son would love this, he's crazy about Dumbledore or something. So that's so cool. I just love like messaging them and like, oh, what one do you want? And,
Obvious fandom aside, Latter has been involved in theatre for more than half of her life, having been bitten by the bug at a young age.
I was in Interact drama classes at the age of about 7 years old. So, and then I had a great drama teacher in high school called Ms McTavish at Queen's High.
She's saving money to go to a prestigious American-based school in Australia for a year, costing thousands of dollars. So she's creating wands as one form of fundraising and taking inquiries through the magic of Facebook. She completed this version of the Elder Wand in less than 40 minutes. I think it's best we give it a try. Some of you may recall in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Severus Snape making a snake go away by saying Vipera Ivanesca.
Vipera Ivanesca.
So let's try that a little and see if we can make me disappear. Reporter Ivanesca. Wow, it's just like magic. Daryl Baser, The South Today.
Southland's men's netball is hosting the New Zealand Championships at Invercargill's ILT Stadium this week. 18 teams, including 3 from Australia, are competing for the title over 4 days. Sharon Rees has more.
A tidy goal for the Southland Maroons. A not-so-tidy miss for Auckland's Tamaki Makaurau. Still not quite enough for the Maroons to overcome a more polished northern side.
We did well. We're really happy with it. Some people thought it was going to be a lot worse, so we'll take it.
Southland lost by 11 points, but today was just day 1 of the tournament, which will see them face some of the 14 other national and 3 international teams. One of the first Trans-Tasman battles saw the Canterbury Masters steal a 31-30 win over the Australian reserves.
The boys fought hard, got back to level pegging, but yeah, one goal in the end to Canterbury Masters, who a very experienced team.
The sport is growing on both sides of the Tasman, but Australian players and spectators say they don't have the facilities to match those on offer in Invercargill.
The courts are fantastic. These are courts, these would rival anything we've got at home. These are great courts, it's great space. The facilities in general, I think it's great, not just the netball, but there's the squash, rock climbing, the velodrome's next door. Yeah, it's a great thing for Southland.
The stadium is great. So much seating, a lot more than we have in Australia usually, so yeah, this is really great.
And as with any Australia-New Zealand contest, there's some friendly rivalry.
Yeah, there was a few elbows here and there, a little bit of a rough and trouble, a bit of a don't talk to the opposition, but no, it's all good spirits and good sport. Yeah.
The tournament continues through the week, with finals scheduled for Saturday. I'm Sharon Rees for The South Today.
And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome Barry Stewart. And might I add, that's a wonderful tie and shirt ensemble tonight.
Thank you very much. I wore it especially for you.
Thank
today.
you.
Daryl Baser disappearing. Did he come back?
Well, we did see him earlier on. He took a while though.
Okay, yeah. Good trick.
Yeah.
Now, what's more important is what's in the ODT tomorrow. Cruise ship numbers in Dunedin are set for a massive rise, 190,000 this coming year and 250,000 the next. So cruise ship numbers on the way up. So that's all good news for Dunedin tourism.
Definitely a good boost for the economy.
Yeah, exactly. Police are cracking down on hairdressers offering complimentary drinks. It has been called an invasion of the fun police. What are Todd Barclay's plans after he leaves Parliament? Well, we'll have more on that in the ODT tomorrow.
That would be really interesting to find out what he's got
planned. Just have to read tomorrow.
I know.
I can't tell you too much just yet. ODT Extra current events quiz was held in Dunedin this evening, so we'll have coverage of that. Lots of excited faces and people participating in that event. Always very popular. Green Party leader James Shaw has talked to political editor Dean McKenzie, and he says he would love to get his hands on the primary industries portfolio. So find out why with Dean McKenzie tomorrow. And we also have the All Black team for the big test on Saturday against South Africa. So details of that in the paper tomorrow.
And obviously you're backing the All Blacks again?
Of course.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for that, Barry. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Silberhorn Collagen Plus.
Looking at the situation, a few days of mild and northwesterly airflow have arrived, but still with some fronts and rainy bits thrown in the mix. Over the weekend, the airflow will trend towards colder southerly or southwesterly with showers and snow on the hills. To the southern outlook, Balclutha Catlins, you both have fresh northwesterlies, rain later and 13. Gore and Lumsden, it's fresh northwesterlies, rain later and 12 degrees. To the central outlook, Alexandra, freshening northwesterly, some high cloud and a high of 16 for the central region. Queenstown and Wanaka, you also have freshening northwesterlies, some high cloud and you're both 14. Te Anau, strong northwesterlies, rain and 12 degrees. To the northern outlook, Oamaru light northeasterlies, high cloud and 14. Amarama and Twizel, you're sitting on 14 as well, but with freshening northwesterlies and high cloud. Timaru's variable winds, high cloud increasing and a high of 17. Here in Dunedin tonight, southwesterly winds developing with some cloud and an overnight low of 7. Tomorrow a few sunny periods earlier tomorrow, but high cloud increasing and showers are likely late afternoon with cold northeasterly winds 12 and 6. And cloudy on Friday with periods of rain during the afternoon, changing to colder southwesterly 17 and 9 degrees. And in Invercargill tonight, showers clearing with an overnight low of 7. Tomorrow dry with high cloud increasing with a period of rain developing late afternoon 12 and 8. And cloudy on Friday with rain in times and fresh gusty northwesterlies 12 and 7 degrees. And that's it for the South Today and for Wednesday. And for the latest news from the South Today team, you can follow us on YouTube, Facebook and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you all have a great evening. Take care. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.